prepay, so all the houses where they tear down in Birmingham, okay? All the houses they tear down in Birmingham, are that prepaid payment part of the house when they tear down in Birmingham?
No,
Mr. Walker,
what,
you should join us up here, sir. Come on
This
over, man.
this a loaded question. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
come on over,
Just
man.
Sheila, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what we
want
want
to
to
do. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't doing shit like that.
you
no.
can,
want
I tell you everything that I know.
Okay. Exciting one, as all, as all. But today we got a special guest, or at least I think she's a special guest. I've been watching her for a while. Never knew who she was, but I showed down heard who she was because she been putting her feet in the mud. You know what I'm saying? From running the neighborhood
West
to the
End
city,
area, president.
to the city council. Made a mark on there, you know what I'm saying? I've seen them grab folk by the collar and everything, they got right, and all the way to Jefferson County Commissioner, and I think that's progress. She doing her thing, happy to, had an opportunity to meet her, so I thought it'd be good that she can come on here to Barbershop Stories, the podcast, and join me, comedian, narrator, haircut, slanger, Bennie, and my partner.
Sammy No, and hey, anytime we feel like we got somebody out there working for the hood, working for us, working for the community that we stay in, and we spend our tax dollars in, we're gonna bring them through, chop it up, and get the useful information and put it out there, man.
Okay.
Hopefully we can keep them in there.
Oh yeah, and and me, I'm known for long intro because I love to give out the info. But what I'm gonna do today, I ain't gonna say nothing else right now. I'm gonna let this lady right here tell you who she is, what she represents, what she working on, what she got planned, who she ain't playing with, all the above. So hey, it's on you. What your name is?
None other than
What your
Hello,
name is?
everyone.
Sheila Tyson.
I am Sheila Tyson. I'm really not a politician, and that's the truth. I'm just a black woman that seen some concerns in her community and just started working on it at a very early age, really at 10 years old.
10.
Right, just
That's young.
walking, in my mom's footsteps, behind her, doing what she did. They did voters registration, so, you brought your children with you back in the day. It wasn't such thing as leaving them at home and all of this. So,
Learn something.
right, so I just picked that up, and after I left for 17 years, came back to Birmingham. It was in worse shape than it was when I left.
Military, right?
Yes.
Military background.
Yes, came straight back into doing the same thing I was doing when I left. And if you had told me back in 2012 that I would have been holding a political seat, I would say you're a lie.
Oh man.
Everything about me has absolutely nothing to do with holding a political seat, because I don't walk in political shoes. I've been fighting politicians since I was 10. So for me to actually be in their shoes now,
On the inside.
yes, and it's kind of strange, but I still consider myself as a community activist. I still do really basically the same thing that I was doing back in 2012. So I live in the middle of the community. So it's no way for me to get out of nothing. The same potholes you hit, I hit. Burnt down houses are on my street. The drug addicts, I see them every day. Homeless people, I see them every day. So the walk of life that most citizens walk, I experience it. And I also work with people that make a lot, 6 figures. So I get a chance to experience both sides of the road. So all I'm doing is trying to just make changes that will improve the quality of life for the citizens here in Jefferson County.
Okay, well, all right. Speaking about improving quality of life, anybody who's been in Birmingham, Jefferson County, most of their lives, they remember Cooper Green.
Absolutely.
Cooper Green was a service, that was provided by basically your tax dollars to take care of you when you couldn't do the bigger stuff, I guess, the stuff that separates you from the other.
Absolutely.
What happened with Cooper Green? Like, what's the business with Cooper Green? Why they went from being open from 8 to 12, or midnight, 24 hours to 8 to 12, to 8 to 4, to 12 to 4, and the lunch break from 10 to 2. Basically, where all these changes came from, who was behind it?
Good question.
It was the county. The county was trying to run a medical facility with no experience. Back in 1999, they started chopping away at the hospital because of losing the occupational tax, and they needed to get revenue in. And that 1 cent tax, half of it went to the health department, the other half went to Cooper Green. That was a built-in fund for them to pick at and piece up and split it up in a kind of slice and dice, as they say. And so they started, at it then, and we seen it coming. And we started talking about it, having conversations about it then. And the reason that the hospital closed, because the county ran it in the ground. They know what they were doing, and they still don't know what they're doing.
But in a situation like that, is it any way for somebody to be held responsible for that?
Yes, it is.
Or so that means somebody just ain't pushing the gas on it.
They just are not pushing the gas on it because the county, once the county took Jefferson Clinic out of Cooper Green, that was the doctors that they claimed was making a whole lot of money. When they really, basically, to me, they weren't. The problem was the facility was being ran by regular people
that
had no experience in actually running a hospital. If they had took that hospital instead of letting the county run it, and they had got a healthcare authority and let the healthcare authority run it, that specialized like all the other hospitals do, we would have a better facility now. When they took Jefferson Clinic out, that was all the doctors, that was the accounts payable, accounts receivable, that was all of your data information from the patient. You had everything, all the grant people who wrote grants, all of that was within that clinic. They just jumped up and closed it without planning. Are you gonna get the data from them? What you gonna do with accounts payable? What you gonna do with the grant people? If you close this business right here, the last thing you're gonna close is your account receivables. You still want your money down to the last drop. And they never did do that. They never did. It was no plan. It was something off the cuff, spare the moment, they just boom.
Because you got people in there that don't know what they're doing versus
Absolutely.
having that professional staff that
Absolutely.
specialize in that.
And that's exactly what happened. And so we end up with a shell of a clinic. And it's not really a clinic. I had to go out there yesterday and this morning because you have homeless people, and I have no proof that they're homeless. But when you are washing clothes and drying them on the bench and you sleeping out there and stuff,
That qualifies.
That qualifies.
You're in the community.
Right.
Qualifies.
And we do have I think a meth clinic, or opioid clinic there. So they probably are on drugs. And it was about 20 of them.
Right out there where they be at, where you saying they sleeping.
Right, they
washing
sleeping,
their clothes and stuff
washing their clothes. You go in the parking deck, it's feces everywhere.
Right outside the opioid in the health clinic.
No, it's right outside the front door.
Yeah.
They laying down sleeping, food everywhere. They got a homemade pot that you use the bathroom, that they done made them a little pot. After I went over there, the man said, I advise you, I wouldn't touch that.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, I know Rob, he speak about ordinance and stuff all the time. There's Robert Walker. What up, Robert Walker? What it do, player? What it do? Yeah, he always talking about ordinance. And I guess I'm connecting this with when you were saying somebody ran a hospital with no knowledge of running a hospital, right? And their constituents allowed it. UAB is one of the biggest entities in Alabama. I think a lot of that stuff, like in politics, it don't be by mistake, it be by design.
Right.
I think that the goal was to make all that UAB anyway, because if it keep going down and down, it end up changing the price on it. Then it's like, look, we got to get rid of it. Man, we're going to sell it to them for this. It's going back to the county. I think it was planned all along. Because that's just like having a mechanic shop and you got a whole bunch of barbers in there. If we ain't mechanics, you know we can't run it. We can probably add 1 + 1 is 2, and we know you need to sweep up the lobby, but the inner workers, they know there's no way to run it like that. I think it was all kind of orchestrated to be what's going on now. Because watch, sooner than later, UAB going to magically buy for something like $1,500 for a tech.
They can't.
You
They're
know what I'm
not.
saying? Some of that basically is a real cheap
But
route.
it's,
That's unrealistic.
but in the agreement, now don't forget, this tax was given back when it was a Mercy Hospital and they was killing black people. It wasn't being treated right. That's what actually formed Cooper Green. That's why it was actually put there for energy care people. And believe it or not, we have more whites and Hispanics go there than you do black people. So I wouldn't say that it was put there for UAB. I wouldn't say that. Now, $61 million is a lot of money to me. Is it enough to run a hospital? No. Am I a professional? No. But I do have common sense. And when you're dealing with energy care patients, that means they have no money. You can stay in the hospital a month and eat up $2 million. You see what I'm saying?
Not if that long.
Right. So you got to look at all that. But we needed professional people. The only people who could really take this hit in case they go over, in case they don't have enough money, is a health facility like UAB. UAB has money galore. So if anyone could run it, would be a facility, a hospital like UAB.
Biggest business in the
Because St. Vincent couldn't take a hit like that. They couldn't take a risk in losing money. You already see that Princeton had to partner with Brookwood because when they closed down the hospital part, the energy care patients that was going over there, we don't do, poor people don't do primary care well. They use emergency rooms for primary care, and that's what almost sent Princeton into bankruptcy. Because you had so many patients going over there. So that's what happened to them. So I just wouldn't actually put it on UAB. Do they want the property? You know, I wouldn't even say that. But they are the better hospital, that can provide it because they are experts at it. The county is not. And they will never own that facility. They will end up owning the property around once they build a new clinic. But even in the healthcare authority agreement, they cannot own that building. But they can own the surrounding property.
So who owns it? Jefferson County?
The Jefferson County will be owned.
Okay.
So the new clinic is gonna be the alternative to
Cooper Green.
Energy County.
It's gonna be a new clinic.
Well, Ms. Tyson, one moment. We have a question back there from the gentleman with the top hat on. Robert Walker.
Yes, I have a question. I'd like to know that the UAB being the largest employer in Birmingham, in the state of Birmingham, maybe the state of Alabama, one of the largest employers. But independent studies have said that UAB, one of the racist employers in the city of Birmingham, the top racist employer inside the city of Birmingham. By them being, and if that's established that they are so racist, can we really trust them for health care when you're dealing with minorities? How does that match up? Because we know that the whites are going to be taken care of by them, and UAB do have a racist background.
Elaborate on that background just a little bit, so people can know where we're coming from.
UAB been sued many times where they had to bring people up, in employment positions, had to bring them up because UAB wasn't discriminated against black people in employment. UAB discriminated in payroll. UAB has a big
Documented information on this stuff.
discrimination. So even with this energy care, most of the energy are minority people. Can we trust UAB to be fair with those people that haven't been fair in the past?
Well, you don't forget you're in a southern state.
I am.
And my opinion is everything is formed and built off of racism in the state of Alabama.
You're right.
From the seat that I'm sitting in to the food that we grow.
To the state constitution.
Absolutely. Because we are in a southern racist state. So what can we do about it? Number one, we can go to school and more of us become doctors. We can
That's what it boils down.
we can create our own wealth. More African American people need to become doctors.
Okay.
And then we will have choices on who we can actually go to see for our medical care. And we need to get more people that's going to college and becoming CEOs, where they can be directors of hospitals. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go in another direction, and bringing awareness to if we do run across cases where they are being treated unfairly. They need to be put in the public eye. You know, we do have good people in place. We don't have a whole lot of them,
Yeah.
but we do have some in place that can address some of these issues.
We talk about that all the time in the barbershop, how it's been people of color that's taking on political seats, you know, long back, you know what I'm saying? All those people working for us or with us or holding the interests of the majority in mind when you're talking about the inner city. I know you work for the county, but when you're talking about the inner city and inner community, all those people counted because, like you said, the 99 neighborhoods that Mayor Wolfen started out running on. I know y'all organized some walkthroughs in the neighborhood around that. I was just wondering, you know, those people that we hire and put in place, those elected officials, it's pretty rare we get one that's kind of that you can touch and realistic and you can actually get in layman's terms what's going on down there. Do you think over the years it's panned out well for us being in those positions, or
You know what?
as far as us moving further, as far as having our communities keep up with some of the you know, what is it, the high end communities or the communities over the mountain with
Basically just distributing the funds.
that,
Right?
yeah,
Because when
exactly.
you
I
think
took it a
about-
long way around the city.
Yeah, but that's good though,
Yeah.
touching all on the way. Because you think about it, you know, like going back to what you were saying about Roundup with the 99 neighborhoods, it's kind of like it's a catch-22 to that. Because one thing I've seen about politics, that's the best way to procrastinate. Because they can see through all the rigmarole.
That's right.
They can see you through that, and it can take years and years and years, and then by then, that particular person out of office now is on Willie Jack.
Exactly.
And now he
He
can be
just
like,
changed
shit,
it.
man, I deal with that, you know.
But
so
you
I-
know what? It's up to the citizen.
Okay.
Let me tell you this. I don't play. I don't play about my people. And when I tell people, I don't play about my people. Everybody think I'm talking about black people. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm talking about the underserved community, people that don't have a voice.
Okay.
I help white people, I help brown people, and I help black people. So we can pick and grow our own leaders. And you can't, leadership, you're born with that. You know what I'm saying? You either a leader or you're not.
You just gotta be molded.
Right.
And you gotta wanna do this. I just went and played some cards with the seniors over there at Garden of Hope today. And they said, well, Sheila, you've been coming over here ever since we opened up. Been coming up about 20, maybe 15 years. And they said, well, why do you come over here like this? They just couldn't. There was some new people moved in. I enjoyed going over there cutting up wood. And I was doing it before I became a public official. So if these people didn't do nothing for you before they got in office, they're not going to do anything for you when they get in there.
That's right. I see you had your hands in everything. I mean, your name all over the place before you got in the position you in now.
Yes.
We can talk about it all day, but who finna go down that list?
Yeah.
She ain't no weird though. They just said she
Just look up.
She got beaten card game all the time.
They be skinning you up over there. Them senior citizens good. But I'm gonna get them Wednesday next week though. I'm coming over. I got my game on. But I'm telling you,
hard to beat.
what you talking about? Until we start calling them out, and you can never satisfy a person. I have people who don't like me.
That's
You know, but it's nothing I can do about that. So I just continue to work and do the best that I can for people that need me. And the ones that don't like me, you know, hopefully once you really see where my heart at and that I'm trying, maybe you can start to like me. But am I gonna sit up and worry about it? No.
Yeah.
I've got to keep going.
Supposed to turn against you for sliding decisions.
Because they didn't get a concert ticket that I can't. Something that just like, yeah.
Yeah, they were looking for a reason, and then that was valid enough for them.
Right. So I just feel like if we put every politician in office, and you know the Essence study, I just left there in DC last week, and we did a study. Black women are the #1 voters that we are carrying the Democratic Party. So if we are the #1 voters, if we are the glue to the Democratic Party, we put everybody in office. So why are we waiting to after people get in office to ask for our demands? That need to be on the front end. I want mine before you get in the seat.
What you gonna do for
what you gonna do? Absolutely. Yeah. And then we need to campaign and we need to fund our own public officials.
Yeah.
You know, this I just ran last year. The person that I ran against raised almost $2 million. What kind of mess is that? And I could barely get $30,000.
Sitting here.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, but it just show you we need to fund our own people.
Yeah, they just pass back.
And they gonna serve us.
They just pass back to them looking at them. They locked the door free.
I agree, but like I said, it most definitely ain't a slight on elected officials, because I see, you know, across the board, you know, ones that done well. But like I said, you can't just think because somebody going in there, your skin color, they on the team.
No,
something like that.
That don't work anymore.
Yeah.
Because we got too many people as what the young people say, coons. It's too many, and they look like us.
Oh man.
So we got to be choiceful. We got to stay woke and pay attention
And
to
communicate.
who we put in. Absolutely.
Communicate about these people.
Yeah.
We got to.
Okay, hold on, Miss Tyson. Raw.
Yes, can I ask another question?
Yeah,
You just come
go
on
ahead,
stage,
man.
brother.
Yes,
You need to come on up, man.
No, I'm not coming up
Well,
there.
he
but
not on that level today.
I'd like to ask this question. Oftentimes we see, especially this time, where election is coming up, and a lot of people want to run out there and say we got to do a bunch of voter registration. Well, we only 20% of the voters voted in the last election. So, don't you think that it's more important that we have voter education than voter registration? Because if we keep on getting people registered to vote, we're just going to have a higher number of people who don't vote. But what we need to do is get people educated about why they should vote, who they should vote for, and get those numbers up more so than get a bunch of people who registered to vote that's not going to vote. I think that's what we need, because oftentimes Even though a lot of times those that we vote for the wrong people.
Yeah, but you know, Rob, I agree with you totally. I think it definitely need to be some education points on it. But I'm not going to discount that a lot of them ain't educated on it. They just realize them folks full of shit and they choose not to go out. You can't never discount the intelligence that these people have, because you got to remember, a lot of them do read and be like, you know what, that's just like saying, would you like a piece of shit or drink a piss? Neither one.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them don't vote for that reason too. It ain't always because they just don't vote. Some of them are not interested in the candidates. And
But
they
you
lose
gotta
their-
make them interested. You
know
gotta,
something?
let me tell
You
you.
know what I'm saying? They may know, but it's kind of like with Trump and Clinton. You know, a lot of folks didn't like her. A lot of folks definitely didn't like him. So a lot of people chose to just, I don't want to be responsible for neither
But
one
you
of
know
them.
what? You have to look at, you gotta still register people to vote.
Mm-hmm.
But we have no follow-up after we register them.
Right.
Who is encouraging them? You know something is wrong because you just now registering to vote
Mm-hmm.
at the age of 50.
Mm-hmm.
So you know this is something you need to be communicating with these people. This is how we do. I belong to an organization called the Black Women Roundtable. I'm the convener for the state. So we put our stuff in categories. If I'm just registering you to vote, we're gonna put you on a list where we're gonna text you and talk to you constantly about issues that's going on in the state, within the state. And keep you engaged and encourage you to go out and vote. So, of course, it costs money because you constantly text these people and keep up with them. We have a base of people that's registered to vote but hadn't voted. We pull them up off the van system and find out why. Those people we are in communication with, but we in their face. Going to their house and find out, well, why you didn't vote? Well, the road ain't paid. But it ain't as simple as getting the road paid. You know how you get money to get your road paid and your sidewalks done? Taxes. But not so as simple as taxes. It comes from the census. So it goes by the population in your city. That's where that block rent money comes from. So it all ties back up to something else that we don't even know about. So once you break it down and explain to them, did you make sure that everyone in your family fill out a census card? No, nobody studied none of that. Well, that's why your road ain't paved, your sidewalk is wrecked
And it won't get.
and won't get fixed.
Right.
So you got to go off. You got to take them through that. And then if everyone working in your family, the ones that's not working, are you encouraging them or trying to find them a job where they can become a tax-paying citizen, where you can have people paying taxes to get your roads fixed?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
put in the pool.
Because we think the city of Birmingham have a lot of money. It do not. It really don't. And I know people, oh, she just that let them, she gonna sell us out. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I was on the city council. I seen the budget. I know what, we do not have a whole, you know what? This is this is the shape the city is in. We got Cadillac prices and Pinto money. You see what I'm saying?
Steak on a hot dog, but
Absolutely. And
Yes, sir.
you can't do that. We are not broke and we are not in debt. But the needs of the city, our budget won't allow us to do it. Because we don't have the revenue coming in. We don't have enough revenue coming in.
do you think some of that is due to mismanagement as well? Because
No, it's not enough people. It's only 212,000 people.
No, the reason why I say that is because you know heard about the school system where they say the top it. That can be an over budget problem, which means that they just say 4 more roads could have got paid. Do you think some of that is budgeting issues? Because in all the years I paid attention to politics, I never heard of an incoming mayor or incoming county commissioner president do an audit on the previous staff. Because to me, that's what I would do. So when none of this stuff fall on me, look, go on get Lansing and Johnson to come here and see where all this money is. Because to me, if nobody ever does that, we don't really know if it's out of budget, in budget. You know it's money there, but like you said, we ain't in debt. But somebody's spending something that didn't supposed to be spent there. You know what I'm saying? Because it is work still getting done, but is it even out, even
Of course,
distributively even out?
right.
You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course you can. Of course you can cut people budget. You cut money from the top of the budget.
Mhm.
But you know how much it takes if half a mile of a road is $1 million
Mhm.
to pay. So you know how many millions of dollars it's gonna take for you to just to pave my street. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's not what you think it is.
Mhm.
It's still not, even if anyone up there making $1 million. You know, so
still in no top heavy budget.
I don't. You know what? I'm quite sure that it's a way for people to steal. I wouldn't know because I ain't never damn tried to steal.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if you didn't have
So,
spending other
but
top
no,
heavy, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't.
You
I don't
still
know.
wouldn't be able to meet those budgets. You know
But
what I'm saying?
but you know, I just
Those
don't
prices,
see.
bro.
But I don't see how they can. Because you're not touching any of that money. You have no physical way of having a checkbook or nothing like that. It's none of that. It just don't. The rigmarole, as my grandmama said, that you go through to get anything done or to give a donation, it's just scrutinized so bad. I don't see how they can, and I have never tried to steal, so I wouldn't have
You
a
don't know the
clue
way.
on knowing how to do it.
I didn't say, see, that's right. Like I said, you don't know how to rob a bank because you're not a bank robber.
Right.
But obviously there's something happening, and that's going to lead to my next question about when we were saying about whether we don't know if money is missing or not. That's an honest answer, because if you ain't doing it, you wouldn't know.
Exactly.
But Jefferson County sewer stinking ass and Birmingham Waterworks, to me, from what I remember, water bill was getting paid every 3 months. I was responsible for paying the water bill. Even when it went from that, you might have been paying about $30 a month, house of 5. How in the world did these people in Jefferson County, City of Birmingham, and some of the other municipalities pay their bill on time as recommended? I paid what you sent me. But then, a few years later, you come back and say, hey, Cole, hey, this your boy. You fucked up. You got to pay this whole again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Bad
my
deal.
fault, G-O-D, but you, the nigga who done paid for it, got to pay for it again. If you paid your car, Rob, you mess around and you want the title.
Escalating price.
They say, hey man, them niggas, what's such and such bank that went out of business, bro, you got to pay for that whole again. Would you accept that?
You know something?
How did the citizens accept
That ain't going up.
If you look at Woodside, those apartments over there that have problems when they turn their water off. Okay, now I had a concern about that. I didn't care too much about the water being turned off, but I had a concern about the sewer bill. 114 apartments over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 114 apartments. Sewer bill wasn't being paid. So now there's a provision in the sewer bill, whereas if not a certain amount of money is being paid toward that sewer bill, they can adjust the next year sewer rate where we pay even more. So it concerns me that 114 people didn't pay their sewer bill. Now here's what I understand it to be. The sewer bills are prepaid. See, we'll never have that problem because they're gonna pay like let's say if the county was expecting $120,000 for the sewer bill, you know that way too less. But I'm just using that number.
Yeah.
If they was expecting $120,000 for the sewer bill, the waterworks are gonna pay that up front. So they would never tell you that we got, that we got to have more money coming. But the thing of it is, who paying for that? Okay, that 114 apartments didn't pay their share. Bennie Mac paid his share. Sam paid his share. But all the houses we tearing down didn't pay their share. Am I paying their share? How is this being paid? Because the sewer bill is being prepaid. we constantly tearing down houses inside the city limits of Birmingham. That's District 1 and 2, the ones that paying the bill. We consistently tearing those houses down. Who exactly paying it? And it's prepaid. So where's this money coming from? Are the people downtown, they're part of District 1 or 2, are they paying their fair share? Because we got a bunch of loft apartments, and then houses and stuff being built on the south side, downtown. Okay, all of that being paid, so shouldn't our sewer bill be less?
With all the new development.
Yeah, with all the new development, and there's a certain amount of money got to be paid every year.
That's
There
not.
are more people kicking
That's
in.
already
shouldn't it be
said.
less?
That's not true, Robert.
Tell me where I got it wrong.
Okay. It's not a such thing as a prepaid sewer bill with the county. The debt that we're in, we are only paying on the interest. We haven't even started paying on the bill yet.
I said the sewer, the waterworks pay Jefferson County.
The waterworks don't pay Jefferson County. Let me tell you, Jefferson County was paying the waterworks for collecting the sewer bill. A 7% off of what they was collecting. Okay. This is what the county came. I was on the council when this happened. And Jay Roberson was over the utilities.
Who?
Jay Roberson. So the county
That's the
said,
guy that's gone now.
yes, the county said, let's do it like this. The people who don't pay their sewer bill right, they got a lien on their property. So what we gonna do, we gonna give you water company, all the citizens that hadn't paid their sewer bill, and we gonna let you collect money from them. Right? Now, that means that you're gonna get like $2 or $3 million extra than what you are supposed to be paying, than we supposed to be paying you. Now here, if you couldn't collect it, if the county couldn't get the money, what make you think the water company gonna get the money?
Exactly.
And do you know they did it? The water company accepted that.
So they for the right to put the strong arm.
So, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous for the water company to even have accepted that. This is not the director. This is a new director. Now he didn't do it. It was that old director that did that junk, and I thought that was about the waterworks. I thought that was about the stupidest idea that I just could not believe that.
The guy just retired.
Yeah, and
Talk about him one day.
and they put me. I was in the meeting, so they wouldn't let me speak, and wouldn't let William Muhammad speak or Brenda Dickinson speak. So we wasn't allowed to give our input in, and then when I just started talking anyway, they just adjourned the meeting. so they fixed me there. So, but it's not that. It's not enough people. The sewer debt that we're in, it's not enough people stay in the state of Alabama to pay that bill back. We're in $14 billion worth of debt.
And only
When the 3.5?
It was
got to
3.
14.
Yeah, because what they did,
Who
the
they
county.
bought that money for? Easy money?
No, the county.
Buy them easy
That's
money.
really what it boiled down to. The county took every bit of debt
worth of the easy money.
that they had. They took every bit of debt that they owed on anything, and they took it and filed it up under their bankruptcy.
Under a sewer right?
That,
That's illegal.
No, it's obvious we can.
I
Sued and we still we on our last appeal now.
Well,
So we paying for grass cutting. We paying for
They filed everything.
maintenance. We paying for all this stuff in our sewer right?
Yeah, so they filed that. So right now we are in $14 billion worth of debt. We won't see in 2023. We can start a discussion, but you gonna still have to refinance again. That's not gonna do nothing but add more debt. And we won't see a relief until 2054.
So this is just the city of Birmingham citizens
No,
have to pay this back, or the county?
The county,
County,
Jefferson County.
have to pay it.
But the majority of the people who paying is
Exactly.
It's 1 and 2.
citizens.
The city of Birmingham, just the vast majority.
Back when they started running the pipes, the sewer lines, they stopped at the edge of different places. That's who got the sewer and the rest of them. Because this was all, as far as I'm concerned, it was a setup from the very beginning.
They say they left stuff all on the ground.
So
all
why
kinds
you
of stuff.
didn't?
Politics
Why it didn't go through the whole Jefferson County? Certain places it's not raining. It was only put in the communities that they knew they was going to migrate and make them African American. I don't have no proof,
But you can see.
but I can see, because those are the only areas that have it.
Yeah, and I mean, but see, that's why I said earlier, I believe politics is playing. Because if you think about this too,
Rewind that
like
part,
I said,
y'all.
I ain't the smartest person in
Rewind
the
that.
world, but I do know this right here. Because I pay attention, I just don't care that much about it. Because I know it's a game. Think about this right here. You got a person get a contract to replace pipes, fix the building, whatever. Whatever amount of work you're doing, you have to have a bond to match it. How in the hell did they even get the job without having the amount? Because they said they didn't even have the proper amount, but they were still awarded the contract. Shouldn't those people be responsible? Think about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's like,
not it.
That's what we feel like
not
they're stealing coming
That's
in.
not the debt.
well, no, I'm saying like that's one piece of it. Why I know it was like I said, stuff left on the ground.
I agree.
All this is like how did they
The
not have-
contracts were not fulfilled, and they should have been sued. I agree with
They
that.
should be sued.
But we did not have enough houses in Jefferson County when they refinanced to put up for collateral anyway. So the sewer system itself wasn't worth the money when we refinanced it from the beginning. But you got Chris McNair, that group, then Larry Langford turned around, and that's when it really screwed up under Sheila Smoot and Larry Langford. That's when we really got sucker punched. And so we are in that debt, and I can guarantee you, and we're in conversation now about it. And I'm telling you, 2023, you will not be able to pay the bill in this shop.
You know something else, Bennie?
Can't pay it
I'm
now.
saying you're gonna be paying. It's no way to get out of it. Cause if you looking at,
So that's gonna encourage a lot of people to leave Jefferson County.
you looking at, if you looking
asked
at,
about the number of people that's involved in the bankruptcy thing. One of the things that we should change inside Jefferson County, state of Alabama, is that whenever you bankrupt, and I may need to bankrupt myself, I shouldn't be saying that. I'm a person just walked up here, but anyway, if you decide to bankrupt and then to go before that bankruptcy judge, that as much stuff that you throw into your bankruptcy account, that part of that bankruptcy account goes toward his retirement. Did you know that? Yeah. So whenever you pay, not just, and I'm not saying anything against that judge. I'm just saying that if you file bankruptcy, part of that account goes towards his benefit. So it's to his advantage that the more you log in there, that he wants you, allow you to bankrupt on. So I think that one of the things that we need to change so that so the judge could be more discriminatory about what he'll allow you to bankrupt on.
Yeah. Well,
Because if he gonna benefit off what you're gonna bankrupt on, then shit, yeah, bring it all in here. And bring your mom, bring your sister, bring everybody's stuff in here.
that's going back to state and federal government.
Yeah.
That go back to who you put it
on.
on. It goes back to
It
who
goes
you
back
put
to
it on.
voting.
Goes back to vote. Everything from the, I'm telling you, if we get the prisoners and they prioritize and make the prisoners private, these chairs, they're going to be building chairs like this. They're going to Tupperware, all of that stuff is going to be made in the prison.
yeah, because it's cheaper.
I don't
Yeah,
want
it's
that.
much cheaper.
It's gonna be cheaper.
But
You don't
I mean,
want
you don't want to know. We know we don't want it to happen, but the reality is, we done seen a lot of stuff happen. Now, this is my question, I guess, about the sewer system too. You know, sometimes people just won't simply pay. What's the penalty for Jefferson County? They say, you know what? I ain't paying shit.
Well,
Can they come get the county?
No.
Can they get tow trucks and drag it? No.
Well, they
I mean,
cut
yeah,
your they cut your water off.
But isn't the water,
No.
Birmingham water and Jefferson County separate?
No, they all together.
I figured that. But I just
They
wanted
cut
you
your
to say
water
it.
off.
So,
They cut your water off.
but it is, even added extra, legally, they can't cut everybody's water off. Y'all know that, right?
Why not?
They have to shut down the county.
That's what I'm saying. You literally have to
They say
move.
it's a help, baby,
Yeah,
like
that's
help
a help.
out.
And think about it, like with feces and all that, legally you
don't.
cannot.
Let me
Sure.
let me
Now, I ain't saying, hold on. I'm not saying they won't do it, but legally they cannot cut off everybody.
Let me tell you what happened. You remember Robert?
can.
You remember
No, I ain't saying
Robert
they
when
won't.
we?
I just say legally they
You
can't.
remember when we went round with the cameras interviewing people that had the porta toilets water that was
Sure
off?
did. Yes, ma'am.
They said instead of, let me tell you, it hurt me so bad. I was crying about it for real. Robert know I was upset.
I know.
You know what the county called the health department and gave them the addresses that we were at. And they went and told them people if they didn't get their water was cut back on, they was going to have to move out their house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the city came back and fined them and gave them 30 days to get rid of those porta toilets. They're going to have to pay that fine.
Good.
Now, that's what they did.
Politics, baby.
Now, that's what happened. Now, that's the truth. It's a story. It was a big
And
story in the
And
paper
there's
about
a
it.
lot of people right now. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people right now who's not. I tell you, they're straight lining their water.
They
They're
steal
straight
it
lining
from
their
everywhere.
water.
If you got pipes
You
outside.
can't. Okay. and you can't measure how much going into your sewer
That's
because
true.
it just go out.
You need
it
to
just
make
goes
sure
out.
if you got pipes around here that's on the outside, you need to plug them because they coming by taking people water from the faucets out, and they have about 700 and some people that water they cut off a month. So you add that up. Now they said they don't cut them back on. So add that up.
Yeah.
I said, well, how many do you cut back on? Oh, we don't have that number. I ain't got that information yet. So that means that you cutting that many people water off, I can guarantee you more than half is not getting their water cut back on. So people are carrying water like they are in a foreign country.
Yeah. But see, this thing, you know, cause a lot of people call it radicalism. I call it, man, quit. I ain't with that shit no more. I think with the way Birmingham and Jefferson County and the state of Alabama politics is set up, we as people, and I ain't just talking about black, brown, white, orange, midgets, and humpbacks either. Everybody need to actually take a stand together because that's the only thing that's gonna stop this shit here.
Exactly.
Because all that voting, even if you got a Sheila Tyson in there and they just say Robert Walker, you still got 200 dickheads, assholes, and pussy ass coons that's with the rigmarole because they benefit.
You can't
They
rewind.
benefit.
We need to start talking about the blacks, the white, the brown, the yellow, and all of them because you know here's the thing.
We all dealing with the same stuff.
No, we're not.
Well,
Because-
no. I'm talking
let me
about
say this,
if you in a certain economic level, yes,
only
you dealing
black
with the
folks
same
are
stuff.
black folks.
Well, we all
If
understand
you Asian,
Such a
if you any other race other than black, you are considered white. Only blacks are considered. Only blacks are done the way the blacks are done. There's no other. Let me say this,
Yeah, go ahead.
and I want to be clear about this. No other race is treated like black people. For years and years, for 400 years, you think that oftentimes you hear people from the city council, the county commission, all the other different levels. They say, well, we done come a long way, but we got a long ways to go. That's bullshit.
50 years
And I'll
old.
tell you why it's bullshit. Because for 400 years, nothing had changed between the relationship of the white man and the black man. They still just as prejudiced they was. Now, you say, well, look, there's a good white folks out here that treat us pretty nice and stuff. They was always there. They were always there. But there are always them low down, dirty motherfuckers out there, and they're here now. And they're all doing the same thing.
Ain't going
Let's not fool ourselves just because they say something has changed. Nothing has changed. Now, I had some Mexicans tell me, said, you look up there on the interstate, Mexicans tell me, you look up there on the interstate where they build, you see mostly Mexicans up there. And ain't no black people up there. Black people are lazy. Them what Mexicans told me.
Mexicans told you that?
Mexicans told me that black people are lazy. That's why they're not up there on the interstate. What I told them, we don't go on the interstate doing that shit anymore because we graduated from that. We're above that. We don't do that shit anymore. The same way you see bananas. Hop Scene don't cook for the cockroaches anymore. Hop Scene are not doing the laundry anymore. When the last time you been to a Chinese laundry? Okay?
Right down the street, they got one right by the skillet.
Who? Where? Chinese?
Yeah, the Chinese restaurant got a laundromat next to the kitchen.
Oh, no, they just may be up there. Come on, man. But okay, you found one. You found one, but they had the monopoly on the thing. They don't do that anymore. People graduate from them. They talk about how the progression of the Mexicans are doing. They progressing because they started from nothing. Okay? They started from nothing, so they build themselves up. But you gotta remember, with black people, we started with less than nothing. We started with, okay, you're free and you ain't got shit. Mexican come over here, you come over here and you can have this. Okay, we started with very less than nothing. And so that's the thing that we have to look at as far as when you start comparing blacks according to other nationalities, is that we superb to every other race there is. I had a guy that come up to Home Depot and asked me, he said, I want to get this little thing right here. I said, I said, what's the size of it? He said, I don't know what size of it. I said, well, what size wrench did you use? He said, I don't know what size wrench I use. I used a monkey wrench. I just took it loose and I took it off of that. So it pissed me off when it said that. And so I walked there, he said monkey wrench. And so I went back to him and I said, sir, because he had little children running up and down the aisle. I said, sir, I'd like to ask you about this. Do you know that a black man, Joe Jackson, box, created this wrench? He called it the adjustable wrench. But because they didn't respect him as a person, but as a black person, they called him a monkey, and they called this a monkey's wrench. Okay? I said, now if you got these young kids right here, you're a young man yourself, don't spread that to your kids, telling them that this is a monkey wrench. It's an adjustable wrench. A lot of times, the purchase stuff goes on and on and on, and we don't know where it comes from. And he was spreading it and didn't even know he was spreading it.
They too far ahead, Rob. They so far ahead. Like Ms. Tyson said, I think everything we deal with day to day is wrapped up in racism and prejudice. It's really no escape
people
from
don't, because we won't never sit down and have a serious conversation about it.
But you're right.
Everything, and that's even, yes you can.
We want it, but they don't want it.
But not because you can't do it even with us. Because you're going to have some of us, well, we're better than this, and we've been mistreated, and mistreatment is mistreatment regardless of whatever race it is. And can I say, because you were burnt with cigarettes and I was beat with a hose pipe, is yours any worse than mine? You can't compare hurt. Hurt is hurt. And that's what we got to stop doing. You were wrong. You did us wrong, and we need our reparations.
Man, what?
You see what I'm saying? We just gotta throw it out there and make sure they fully understand.
Yeah, but let me throw a side note in on the reparations since you mentioned it. Now I don't know if you know this, maybe this is for a later discussion, so I'm gonna throw this out there. In order for blacks to get reparations, you have to be based on a nationality. You gotta have a nationality. They're not going to reparate colors. I just want to throw that out there. And then we can talk about that further, maybe offhand. But they don't reparate colors. It's not even respected in law.
But when you even
we are African Americans. That ain't no color. That is a nationality.
No, African Americans.
The Chinese people got their reparations.
But they consider
and they
Chinese.
I know, but we are.
That's just a made up name.
That's a title.
It's just a title. Like straight, we'll get into it, but that's just a title. And by me knowing better, that's why I put that out there, so they can start a discussion to see further.
But speaking on the reparation, though, I know Ms. Tyson received awards from the SCLC, numerous awards from the NAACP. Well, we tend to think, well, barbershop conversation is that we have these huge organizations that's been around for years, and we just wonder why groups like that ain't out front on the ballot as something as broad as reparations. You know what I'm saying?
They are. Yes, because when they had a discussion actually in D.C., I was up there, and they did. They were up there talking.
NAACP representatives there.
And then,
I seen representatives from various groups there.
So because we don't see them, you know, it don't mean that I don't have to get on Facebook and argue with these folks for you to know that I am fighting for you. You know, I don't need talking. I need for you to put something on whack and you can touch it.
Yeah, right.
I need that senior citizen centers that I'm building over in Brighton. That deals are cut off TV and behind doors. That's why I'm getting a senior citizen center in Brighton. In a storm shelter. In a community center in Lipscomb in a storm shelter. Because I don't want to be on camera arguing with you. What I got to do, I'm going to cuss you out and tell whatever I got to say, and I don't need no witnesses.
Business ain't friendly. All this don't need to be on camera.
Before too, and I appreciate
I don't need
it.
no
But
witness.
I like to ask you this. You deal with a lot of different nationalities and stuff, and your county commission, or city council, you deal with a lot of different nationalities. Have you seen any other nationalities set out they raise more than black people?
Goddamn right.
So let me say this. I think that there is no other race that needs like we need.
Yeah.
And no other race that have been abused and knocked down like African American people.
I agree.
So that's why we try to grab. If you get a person and you ain't fed them in so long, you might tell them you can have all this food on this table, but then if they know they got to, when you come back, it's gonna be here. But they are still trying to put muffins in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to take a chance on when they come back, it might not be there. And I think that's how black people are. We want to take advantage of an opportunity once we see one. And because we might not never get another chance, and that's how a lot of people that's like that. But like I still work. Why are you still working? You're a county commissioner. Because I just cannot eat off of people voting for me. What if you decide you don't want to vote for me no more? Yeah. And then I won't be able to, I'll be out there on the soup line. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want to put myself in a situation to where I would just do anything wrong. So I don't mind working 2 jobs. I ain't gonna tell the audience what you just said. But I think that's what it is, and I love my people, but I love people. So me, that's just what I do. So I think if you work with anybody and work with anything, you can change them and turn them in another direction. And I really believe that for real.
Okay, well, Ms. Tyson, we ain't gonna hold you up too long, but I got to ask you this question right here, because we can be here all night talking about all kind of stuff. But one big issue I know that's been a real big talk I know around here is about some of the upcoming things coming up in Birmingham, like far as like the entertainment district. You got the remodeling of the Civic Center. You got the World Games coming in 2021. Larry Lampkin said that way. 08. World, the Olympics coming on. And it's
world.
So with that, you seen the crossflix come along. You see a lot of street paving.
Hotels there,
hotels, and they also got a stadium. Now, What are your thoughts on some of this development, how the money was spent? Was it a good spend? Was it a bad spend? Was it a great long-term investment? Because when you're talking about spending hundreds of millions of dollars, that's something that we supposed to be sitting back on canes like, look, you know, we did good. You think
Well, you
this
know, I
was
voted against
As far as
the
the
stadium.
citizens outlook.
Why?
I voted against the stadium, Scales, and Darrell O'Quinn because we won't own it. We won't get any tax revenue or anything off of the stadium. It is totally, this BJCC is a city of its own. So everything over there they
Hold
own.
on,
We
one second.
floated the bonds.
I told you, Adolphus Johnson, AJ worked for the city with the clown haircut. I told you. I just wanted to let you know. Go ahead, carry on.
And even with the Uptown, we floated the bonds for the hotel and all of that, and we received nothing off of it. And the money that we do receive, we still are giving them that money. So we're only getting a small portion back, so it's really adding up to be nothing. If I give you $3 million and you give me $1 million back, I ain't gaining not nothing.
That's a hell of a lot.
And that's how it might not be that amount of money, but that's the type of deal we got. But we will not receive anything.
So,
Even
yeah,
if
still.
even with the stadium now, the development of the stadium, they're trying to put some the VIP boxes in the middle of the 50-yard line and taking away 10,000 seats. So it's really nothing but a big amphitheater.
So it ain't. So it's not 45. It's 30.
It's the way they got it cornered off, and they said, well, it can be expanded, you know, and then that, and
Because I was looking at, because you know, I read the specs and I had many people saying that I was hating on the city. I'm like, no, I stay here. I stay in East Lake Estates, man, behind Conoco. So I'm here. I pay taxes here. I buy my clothes at the Chevron gas station here. I'm a real live Birmingham ninja. You know what I'm saying? So I am concerned about how we spend the money. That's what takes me back about that budgeting. If you put money out like that, is it intentional? Are you that foolish to not say 3 minus 1 is 2 or 5 minus? You know what I'm saying? So it's like for you to make a deal like that, what coerced you?
I don't
You
know,
know what I'm
because the
saying?
county is
Because that
only
don't
giving
make
$1
sense.
million. The county is only giving $1 million.
But
I'll tell you this, Billy Mack. When Sheila Tyson was on the county commission, on the city council, I went before the council, I asked that if this stadium must be built, why not build on city property where we get taxes on?
Yeah, because the city only leaves
and
you
I asked
already sit on.
and the majority of them went against that. Sheila was for it. Sheila for it that if we're gonna build a stadium, put on city property where we get taxes.
Because
But the people who voted for it were determined that we weren't gonna get anything back in return.
Yeah, because see, the reason why, like I said, I brought it up, like I said, if I can't do nothing else, I can add. I'm going to add some sentences and everything. But I can add. Now, what would make Birmingham make an investment in something that they don't own? Because, like, I
don't know.
Well, like, you know,
I've often thought about that.
you know, because it's like,
I
to
don't
me,
know.
remember what I said, politics is playing. Because if you really think about it, I knew that the Civic Center basically is a private entity. Because I done rented it several times for events. And I'm find out what I'm doing. So when I looked at that, I was like, hold on, you're gonna expand somebody's civic center.
No,
You're
they
gonna
can't get that
expand,
fixed up in the process.
you're gonna put somebody's stadium up, and you paying them to do this. What type did, if I miss a year of my business, like, you know, I had folks stop by here, you know you 2 months late, and you stop by here about that little money, man. But you giving somebody $3 million of my little portion of it toward, that don't make sense to me. I don't understand why it was even signed off on. Because my thing is, as a politician or as a councilor, commissioner, your job is to protect the best interest of the citizens. Because at the end of the day, it ain't your money, but you at least got to say, bro, look, that microphone was $10,000, bro, and we found another one for $700.
Well, even with the county gave $1 million, but it was coming from that 1 cent sales tax that we supposed to have been sunsetted after we built the schools. That was at Amendment 14. We asked everybody to vote against. And what they did, the county had it put on the ballot because if the money had a sunset, it would have gave like you could have kept your own penny tax. Birmingham would have been pulling at least $60 million extra a year. But now we got to pay all the other little municipalities out of our $60 million, and they made it a statewide bill because the county needed that revenue coming in. So with that, they put $10 million of that tax money that's coming in. They put it in an economic development fund, and we're giving them $1 million out of that for 30 years.
So they give them 30 million.
Yeah.
And Birmingham giving 90 million. So we basically paid for the stadium because the stadium cost was 170.
But it's already over budget already,
Well,
and it hadn't even been built.
Yeah, but think about it though. But I'm saying, like, if I committed to 90, they committed to 30. That's 120, right? If the stadium, even if it's 220 and it go up, I paid for half your stadium.
But still, where you gonna get the overage from? Because the only thing that they got in they they got in they what you call that the fund? What you call the fund that they savings? They only have 44 million in that, so that's still they gonna have to go back and get some money from where? Who's gonna float the bond or who's gonna give them the money? I want to know where the money coming from. Oh, I can guarantee, but I can guarantee you they ain't come to the county from there because the county ain't gonna get it.
Should be come from UAB.
They might ask
UAB should build their own down.
They got Amazon. They may give
no, because Amazon is there, but they ain't paying no taxes. So what the hell? I mean,
who be signing these deals?
Good podcast, you can say it.
No man, who signed these deals?
They ain't paying taxes, so I don't understand the benefit of them being out there investing.
I guess they look
Ain't no way in the world. And then those jobs are not no full-time jobs. We have talked to the people. They are seasonal. So, man, let me tell you something.
Birmingham politics.
No, it's all over the world.
Well, I know it's
all over.
But you know, just
cutting deals like this that I have never heard of.
But you know, and the reason why I think I'm more so disappointed about the deal because I feel like we smarter than that and we better than that. Because it's examples all over the nation that show you that's the worst shit ever for a city to be responsible for a private entity. So how can you do your research and you see this and you say, you know what, that's a great goddamn deal? How?
Well,
you lying?
You pulling your heartstring and see, Bennie,
think about this.
You one of them that would do it. And I tell you what, you remember Fairfield? When Fairfield was broke, if you were sitting on city council and they came to you and said, Bennie Mac, city council person, we want Birmingham to take Fairfield in because they're so broke, they're so messed up, and they need some help. Will you vote to annex Fairfield into Birmingham? Now let me go here. City Sheila Tyson, city council person. If you were confronted with the same thing, say, well, you got to vote. Would you vote to let Fairfield in?
No.
With all their debt, would you accept it?
No.
Bennie Mac, you would have, and Sheila Tyson would have.
Well, the reason why I would or wouldn't, I say the reason why I would have, is because I look at the development and I look at what can be
Ain't no
developed.
development.
No. Let me finish, man. I just you got to listen to me, man.
Okay, I
But
got
no, what I'm saying is that I look at potential sometimes too. If a city in debt, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get it cheap, just like a foreclosed house. So if you got business-minded people that's around, you know, that's running and over that, you can develop into 2 being something. But that's only if you got the qualified stuff to do it.
You gotta get the money. You gotta have the money to pay their debt off, and you don't have the money to pay their debt off.
And they have no money.
It's just like me getting buying a car where if you take up the rest of the note, I only have 2 years. If I ain't got, I don't care if I can't afford a $1,500 car note. I don't care if it's 3 months. It don't matter.
You ain't gonna have it long.
You ain't gonna even have it.
Yeah.
We can't afford to take no one else's debt.
That's right.
Can't clean the city that you got.
Yeah.
But it's some tough decisions need to be made. And most people that run make decisions off of the next election. And will I be elected behind this? You know, are you willing to make the tough decisions that's better for business, for the city, or better for the people?
They're gonna be that's not gonna make the
And who
headline.
elected you?
And the people did. So like I told you, I am not a politician. I'm a people person.
Person
I,
for the people.
I really, and that's how I make my decisions. And I look at everybody as family, and as my mom and dad and brothers. That's how I make, no matter what color they are. And I don't want to do nothing that I can't, that make to where it bothers me, where I can't sleep. Because I'm telling you, everything we do, and I know people don't want to hear nothing about no religion and all this, but I fear God and I fear Him. And if you don't get this stuff back we doing, you're going to get it back. If you don't get it back to children, your children.
Generational curse.
And why you think a lot of folks suffer? They suffering from off of something that happened up in their family. And I believe in karma? Yes, the hell I do.
See it all the time.
You see it every day.
Oh, they create a problem.
Yeah, and I don't want to live like that. I want a comfortable life, like I told you. I want a comfortable life. I've never been scared of work. Work scared of me. Because I work the hell out of some work.
That's a shirt right there.
So
That's a shirt. I just give 10% gross. I give 10% gross now. Yeah.
So that's the
Woman of
way,
integrity.
and that's the way we gotta do. You gotta, and I walk a fine line as a political person anyway, because I still protest. I still speak out on issues that people feel like I shouldn't speak out on. You know, and I believe in women's choices, and I believe in it so strong. I protest in D.C. I don't care where I'm at. I speak out on that, and I believe in prison reform, and I think in the way we're handling that is not right. You know, we are putting too many people in jail now. Black women voting records is so strong, and our education record is so strong, and our leadership record is so strong, and our education record is so strong. The way we are heading households now is so strong, they putting us in jail quicker than they doing y'all now.
Oh yeah. Y'all,
You know,
y'all feeling
so
like
yeah. So we got to be careful about what we do, and I'm telling you, this world is setting us up, and let me tell you why. Because the game that they're playing, we are trying to follow the rules that they set,
That's impossible.
and it's impossible to do.
That's impossible.
If we carry this kind of power, we need to set our own rules.
Yes.
We are the #1 consumers on this earth.
Yes.
We are the #1 consumers on this earth. And we got to understand that we are. And we got to just stand fast in what we do. Of course, I buy designer clothes? Of course I do. But when we gonna get together and everybody stop it? See what I'm saying? So we got to, I'm telling you, this stuff got to be intentionally done when we do this. And we got to come together, we got to band together and show them. And poor people can run the world.
But you know,
Because we don't save money. Poor people don't save money. We got to spend every single dime we have to make it every day.
it's a mentality.
We put more money into the economy than anybody, poor people do, because we spend every dime we have.
Started, like say, some people start from the bottom and they start like this. So every time you do get a little bit ahead, you trying to catch up on the stuff you could never do. So you know, it's a situation where it's scary because everybody ain't suffering from the same thing.
No.
We living in a world that's looking at numbers.
But if you look at it, we all are suffering from the same thing.
No, I'm saying
But people don't think that they are.
We are, but it can be different levels. Like let's just say, if you make $500,000 a year, you in debt. You can cut some of that shit and be balling. But if I make $8 an hour and I'm in debt, nigga, I can make shit. What can I
but
cut?
your wrist.
I can't cut now. I'm what, moving around? Hey, him, you know what I'm saying? So it's like really, there's a slight difference in that. But when I say that these issues that we facing, like you got some people who are well off. So they looking at us like, nigga, why? You need to pull yourself by your bootstrap. You need to work harder. Look, bro, it's only 24 hours a day. I just work 17
You got to get some boot scraps first.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I got some damn slide in. I ain't got no boot.
A lot of us didn't have boots.
Yeah, that's real. So, you know, I think a lot of times the rhetoric is crazy. And honestly, I hate to say this, but I'm a historian myself, a hood historian. anytime black people got together, from what I've read, it was bad for a lot of us. Like, even the rich folk were getting beat all upside the head. Even like with the civil rights movement, a lot of them niggas like, you better leave Charlie alone. He just hit a bust a head, shit, leave him alone. And they didn't want it, because they was okay.
Right.
But what about everybody else? And then it started happening to so many people, so many children getting harmed. All that, it was like, God damn it, I don't like it, but come on, bro, because I can be next. And I'm
Right.
scared for it to get that bad again collectively for us to actually have to do something about it when we got the
Start
opportunity.
talking and communicating.
Yeah,
You
do
know,
something about it before that time.
anytime the black people come together, it changes the economy. You know, like we talk about Black Wall Street and all of that and stuff. It changes the economy when black people come together, and we can still do that now.
All right.
If we come together and say, well, look, we're only going to go to convenience stores owned, operated by blacks, we can change the economy. If we say that we're only going to go to tire shops that owned and operated by blacks, we change the economy. Oftentimes, what happens is they put that persona out there, whereas we got to be intermingled. You remember, we just left 9/11. You remember when those planes that's supposed to hit the towers,
Yeah.
and then it said, there's only one human race. It's the American race. It's the human race. It's just us. And then when they started feeling comfortable, then that racism came back up. The same thing with Donald Trump right now.
You come back to the server
Everybody,
every time.
He
racism
gonna
keep,
come out.
Yep.
racism keep floating up. Mexicans right now, they believe that just because they came into the country and they're getting paid a nice salary and they're buying property, that they're experiencing the American dream. Same thing happened with the Japanese people back in the 80s and 90s when Ronald Reagan was president, and they said, well, we want to sell this stuff, and Ronald Reagan told them, no, you're not going to sell this to us for a profit. You're going to sell it for a loss. They said, no, we're not. Ronald Reagan took their property in Texas, Japanese people, property in Texas. The same thing going to happen with the Mexicans, because white people are just not going to let you do that. White people are in control. They're going to stay in control. As long as they got the money, if you don't get it at 1%, it just don't happen for you.
But speaking of us coming together, though, we got before we get out of here, I know we running long. The classic, I heard y'all talking about that when I was walking in. Speaking of us coming together, having a good time, that's one of the largest events in the city.
And
Is
it's
it
really-
safe? Is it safe here? I mean,
safe.
with
safe.
the new stadium coming and all this stuff, I mean, the
You know
parking
what?
and the tailgate.
It's safe if
What's
we
that
are,
gonna have us on 50
if
cents?
we are the one, we are the customers. We are the ones spending the money at the classic. And if they move it, don't go. We can go down to Legion Field and tailgate. Don't nobody go in the game anyway. See what I'm saying? That don't mean you got to go running over there. And that's the way I really feel about that, for real.
So is it gonna go to the new stadium, or you think it's?
You know what? It depends on the presidents of the college. They the one make that decision.
Oh, what they want to
See,
rent out and play
absolutely.
the game?
But I was about to
Absolutely.
mention, I was
That's
about
who
to
makes
mention,
it. That's who
They
makes
better
the
consider
decision.
that
When,
everything that come with Legion and
what his name is, William Bear, right? He signed a deal for A&M State when he was in there, what, it was 17? And it was for, if I'm not mistaken, if I read correctly, it was 5 years, right? So 17 plus 5, that's what, 2022. Who's to say the next mayor will be like, because like I said, politics is playing. Who's to say the next mayor go, or whoever it is, say, well, we even doing that shit? I got a smaller stadium, I want soccer, hockey, and other miscellaneous stuff that entertains a whole different group of people. That, in my opinion, that's what I'm thinking.
Go where?
but Legion
To the
still
new
beat
stadium.
out, all right?
Let me tell you.
Yeah,
They had a meeting today.
Uh-oh. Fill them in, Sheeta Tyson.
They said that they are going at the classic. They have already talked to the presidents. They going at the Birmingham Bowl. They going at the professional soccer team over there. They going. They getting everything that Legion Field gets.
So, Legion's
So-
gonna die.
I'm telling you what was said at the meeting.
35,000 seats holding the Classic. They said what, at least 70.
They don't even
60,
have
70?
parking at the new stadium.
Well, I tell you,
They don't even have.
parking
Did you
lot
hear what I
there.
said?
I
They
know
don't
that.
have
They don't
parking.
have parking, no tailgating. You think you going to tailgate across from Uptown with those half a cows and half a hogs, bringing your living room couch out there? You crazy?
Drinking.
Drinking, it will not happen.
If the new stadium want to take the Classic and bring it to the new stadium, I know myself and there's a dozen other people gonna lead the campaign to make sure that we don't support the Classic anymore. The Classic is a part of Legion
That's the way I
Field.
feel about
If
it.
the Classic wants to separate
We
itself
control that.
from Legion Field, then we
We are
will
the
not
consumer.
be a part of the Classic. The Classic could just be a part of, what's the name of that college over there that played for Donald Trump?
Talladega.
Talladega.
We are the
They will
consumer.
be a part of Talladega. They'll just be a sellout college.
Without
and we'll
people,
move on to another one.
without
We'll bring
people,
Lawson
classes is
State up.
nothing. Without
I
people,
just say
it's
Lawson at my school now.
But we can bring Lawson State up.
Talladega
without
said they
people,
needed
the
that money,
class
too.
is zero.
And they really
So
need
we
it now.
They said
controlling
they
that.
needed that money.
To me, it's just interesting though, cause the stadium talk is, like I said, we can go on and on and on, but you know, I ain't gonna hold you up too long. But I just thought when people in the city, they supposed to feel like they running a business, and for them to make an investment like that, it didn't make sense. Like I can even understand if they said, look, citizens, we're gonna put your $3 million in here because it's gonna be a good look for the city, and they're gonna build this. But all y'all tickets had price. You're a citizen of Birmingham. I'm just saying, like, if it was something that you said, brother,
Parking pass is
yeah,
cheap
parking
or something.
pass is $10 for a month or whatever the case.
Depending on
But
the zip code or
to
something.
take $3 million from Nick in 30 years, 30 years, I'll be 69. I'll be 40 December 4th, by the way. Comedy special right here live at Bennie Max.
UAB should
But
do
yeah,
their
I'll be
own
69.
stadium. That's my
So,
feeling, because that's their
30 years,
stadium.
that's
At the end of the day,
That's a long
they
time.
playing in it. That's the only thing on the docket right now to be that's gonna happen in that stadium is those 6 UAB home games, right? What how many is it?
They going at concerts.
12, yeah,
They
six
going.
UAB
I
home
told you
guys.
everything what they said they was going at. They going at all
Yeah,
that
all
stuff.
that- all
So
that
I know they going at them, but
But
UAB
UAB
is the
will
only
have
thing that's down. And
they have a custom locker room, custom made
It's
locker
their
room
stadium.
for UAB.
They
Then they
use
have
the
2 other small locker room for the visitors.
You know,
We just got to
Yeah,
talk about all that.
And Benny, you say in 30 years?
Zero.
In 30 years,
Yes, they did. They gave a little change.
No, that's what I'm
Legacy.
saying.
They gave a little
Legacy.
I
change.
told you, I read it there.
You'll
They
finish
gave
paying
40
for it in 30
million
years.
over
That ain't number change.
10 million. I mean, but
'Cause
to
it's
you,
there.
It's there. You basically got over for nothing.
For
You
a
bought
stadium that's
brand new
going to
Cadillac.
exceed $175 million in cost.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And then after 30 years,
Y'all own
the
stadium.
only thing you gotta look forward to, you got 10 more years to pay off the sewer debt.
Along with it.
No, because you ain't gonna even.
The sewer debt is for 40.
Listen, you ain't gonna
And
have. You're not gonna even have your water on, brother. I'm telling you, because you're not
You'll
gonna
be
be able to pay
taking
no
that.
$500
That's the
bill.
gospel. That's
That's
the gospel.
all. We gonna be walking around here on skateboards, riding on skateboards or something, because you ain't gonna be able to pay that.
Gonna be we shall overcome all over
Absolutely,
again, right?
it's gonna be too expensive.
We
I
got
know I'm gonna be
together
coming
on
down
that.
here and then hanging in the barbershop and them and come over here to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
They want the Mars
Because you know, we're gonna always hold something up here.
I'll be coming over here and sit in here in the air.
The water works ain't far from here. We gonna take it right a half mile down the street.
I'm gonna do something right
We
now.
taking the whole crew down there.
Matter of fact, when I take that phone over there, I'm gonna go on some of that little change.
That don't make no sense.
Well, we be in here shopping here with no water. But hey, we appreciate you coming through though.
Okay,
We appreciate
anytime,
Yeah, I love
anytime.
it.
I like
Appreciate
hanging
it.
out with y'all.
None and something.
Appreciate
You know, I visit barbershops too now. I didn't know your shop was here.
I've been here 17 years, August the 5th.
Oh, cool.
And it's our first time coming to
Oh,
see you.
Yeah.
We always have politicians on deck. Judges,
But one of my
governors.
guys that I went to school with on the
We
barbershop,
got one regular here, President of Wyoming.
Cut
Yeah.
Real
Jagged
player over
Edge, I
there.
go down there. That's
Yeah,
right
yeah.
around the corner from
Tell
my
again,
house.
Sam, tell again.
I said, we always have one on deck on player over there in the corner. Mr. President over there.
That's why home.
On my home.
Robert Standard news for something. I seen around chasing chickens and everything. Robert ain't playing.
That's right. That's
But
right.
yeah, but like I said, we appreciate it, you know, for you coming out, because
I
you could
love
have been
that,
anywhere.
man.
But at least I'm glad we was able to reach out to you and you accept it. Because you could have been like, man,
I hope you come back.
coming out that way.
I'll
But
be back.
you're always welcome to come back anytime, you know. And hey, Barbershop Story Podcast, episode 11 with,
Sheila
I was
Tyson.
going to say councilman, but no, it's Commissioner, District 2, right?
She say she ain't no politician. She a regular person.
Yeah, yeah.
Serving your needs.
And then too, I gotta throw this out. I gotta get these few little promotions. I am a comedic narrator, haircut, Schlanger, Bennie Mac, V94.9 Home Team Morning Show with Homer J and comedian Miss V. Also too, got shows that I throw all around the city. This Saturday is live at the Barbershop. It's a comedy show gonna be here. Tickets $20. Get what? Get what? All your drinks free. And guess what? Guess what? You buy one for 20, fuck it, give me 2 for 30, and I got you. Also, October the 1st, I got Tuesday Night Laughs at Root's Place. Those tickets are 1 for 15, or fuck it, give me 2 for 20. I want you to show up, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving out free shots from 8 to 8:30. That's at Root's Place, Tuesday, October the 1st.
Can I bring grandma?
Yeah, bring grandma with you. She drank too, shit.
The
She
restaurant
did-
gonna still be open?
Yeah, the restaurant, yeah. Me and
Right.
Janice, yeah, she keep the restaurant open. Then they got drink special whole 9. Then October the 12th, I'm performing on the Tennessee River. It's October the 12th, we're doing the Tennessee River up in Chattanooga, me and comedian Felicia. The tickets hit me up, I got them too. And what else? October the 18th, I'm down with Mr. Maddox. Got a show down there. It's gonna be a real life
Send me
variety
all
show.
of that information.
Oh yeah, I text it out to you. Then it's on my website too at www.comedyandbham.com. Comedyandbham.com, or go to my YouTube. There's over 300 videos on there. YouTube MacMan Entertainment, MACMAN Entertainment. So hey, we appreciate you tuning in. Look for clips, everything about what's going on next week.
Watch, like, share.
Episode 12, that's the cup. Episode 12, we got comedian Miss V. She been doing it for, I know, at least 2 decades, and we just want to see where she coming from a good-ass comedian, female comedian, also a radio host, personality, and how the business has changed over the 2 decades she been in it. So I look forward to that next week.
I grew up across the street from Miss V.
She tells us all.
Yeah, but
Believe that.
she said, I told her you are just 5 years older than me.
Oh, Cat Studios.
Oh, man.
Cat Studios.
Yes.
She's been either 5 years or 8 years. I meant younger than me. I'm sorry.
Oh, young.
Yeah, she's either 5 years younger, 5 or 8 years younger than me.
Okay.
She graduated with my brothers.
Oh, okay.
So I'm older than them with baby.
Them old West End Lounge.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. But hey, that's what it is. Hey, shout out to K1 with Z-Lens Media for
K1.
sitting here taking the time to record, make sure the production right, everything. Appreciate you, Robert Walker.
I appreciate
Wild
being
Home
here.
Mud,
Real,
running
real.
all the crackheads and prostitutes off. We appreciate you for that.
Doing
Freddie Bingo, New Sound Music, man. Hey, appreciate you coming in, doing your thing, man, because, hey, you can be anywhere, but you chose to be here. Make sure you tune in to the morning show every morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is a real live barbershop. We open 7 days a week. We'll get here as early as 4:30 a.m. My appointment, of course. We the shit. We don't thank you. Who else will? Make sure you tune in the next week, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we out. Yeah.
Barbershop Story.
Bennie Mac.